Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid to late July 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Scorpio collective, Scorpio gang. What's going on, my friends? Shuffle it up one time for you, my gods. Talk to me. What's up with Scorpio? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into. It's always a favorite of the Scorpios, right? Let's get it going, though. Let's rock. What do we got for Scorpio this week as we move through the year? We're already past the halfway point. Let's get it rocking, though. What do we got for Scorpio, my gods? Please. There it is. Thank you. Okay, so we do have this very dreamy, doesn't surprise me. You know, I always say it when I see it in a lot of water sign readings, this very dreamy one. But this could be someone reflecting on the past quite a bit here. You might be connected to someone that's living in the past about something, okay, or just reminiscing. Before we fully break that down, Scorpio, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about the lady with the locket. So we see her there. She's in her awesome old dress. She's eyes closed, holding on to this locket. So, of course, I think of that dreamy type of energy that I often see with water signs, the beautiful, etheric, creative, imaginative type of energy. But to me, this also is somebody reminiscing or thinking about something that's already happened. So for some Scorpios, that might be a mode you're in, thinking about your recent past or the steps that you've traveled to get where you are now. This might just be someone you're linked to that is walking down memory lane for whatever reason. Notice they are holding that locket, which is very dear to them. A big thing with this card is also all the letters, the communication. This is somebody wanting to communicate, wanting to talk. So we'll see if it shows up within the reading itself. It's very interesting whenever she shows up, because this means the reading could go a whole bunch of different ways. So we're just going to put her down right there. I always say that card is only a footnote. It doesn't make or break the reading. Let's get you into tarot now. I'm going to get three in the upright before we get the intuitive juiciness going. So shuffle it up here for my Scorpio collective. What do you got for us, my guides? What's up with Scorpio? And while we get this deck ready, I just want to let everyone know our community here is about to pass a very big milestone. And I mean, a big part of that is thanks to the dedicated Scorpio collective that's always looking me out, right? Scorpios work together. And yeah, if you see a poll in the coming days and weeks, I want to find a way to celebrate with everybody. So please vote if you see it in your feed. But back to the reading, enough of all that. Last week's reading was super interesting. It was titled A Massive Karmic Shift. And the reason it was titled such was there was a lot of karmic energies at play, a lot of change, a lot of transformation, things ending, things beginning. There was some rough energies to contend with, but I felt like for a lot of Scorpios, it was the world around them or people around them. So interesting. That's all I could say about it. If you're interested, you could go watch it after this one. But let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energies are very fluid. They're never set in stone, so only take it how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else. Let's get three. My guides, what do you got for us? What do you got for Scorpio gang here, please? There we go. All right, we got the Knight of Pentacles. You might be all about that money here. Very abundant, very firm type of energy. That's a big focus on the earthly. What do we got? Two more, please. And could just be an earth sign. Could just be an authority figure. Okay, we got the Ten of Wands. This is a bit of a burden type of energy. It's determined as well. Interesting stuff here, Scorpio. Let's get one more. Okay, quick. Seven of Wands. Similar archetypes to what we have here with the Ten of Wands. So we're going to have to talk about this. I really want to clarify them already, but let's just go through. I'll give you the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance here, Scorpio, we have interesting things to play with. We have this authority figure type of energy, big focus on the money. So a lot of you could be in work mode, especially next to this Ten of Wands. Like, I got to get it. I got to get it done. I got to make it happen. There's a lot of fire and push and drive, determination, especially with all this fire, literal fire on the back end. The Ten of Wands and the Seven of Wands have similar energies as well of determination. But let's go through one by one. Position number one, the King of Pentacles. Like I said, this could just represent an earth sign in your life. The King of Pentacles, to me, the positive aspect is very sturdy, very stable, extremely abundant. This could be big influxes of money, or monetary abundance is always positive with this. Could also be a card of blessing sometimes. Now, the inverse of this King of Pentacles could be someone that's a little stubborn. The challenge of this could be someone that's very hard-headed. They're not going to change their minds. They're stuck in one way of thinking and being. Sometimes this card in reverse could be someone that is like very sporadic, lots of shakeups, lots of changes when this card has a reversal. So we'll see what's up with this. I'm not going to say whether it's positive or a challenge just yet. All cards have both of those aspects. Now, moving to the center, we have the Ten of Wands. What are the positives of the Ten of Wands? You see the imagery there. We got this person. They're holding that big, heavy bundle of sticks. They're walking up the hill. The beauty of this card, it is determined. It is not going to give up. It is going to keep pushing. It's going to get to the end of that trail, regardless of how heavy it is. The challenges of this card is that it is a burden, right? This is someone who has a lot on their mind. This is someone who has a lot on their heart. This could be physical as well. So like it is burdensome and a lot to carry. So in this time, it might be someone that has a lot of weight on their shoulders in some way, especially next to a card of the monetary. You might just be working, or very fired up to get something going here. The Ten of Wands, in its toughest sense, it could represent guilt. This could be someone that like they're carrying with them a lot of baggage when this card shows up. The Ten of Wands can also be spirit telling you like, hey, you need to rest. You need to take a break. Don't overdo it. Don't overexert yourself. The Ten of Wands, I say physically watch your neck, back, and spine in this time because you might be having some issues there. You might need to get a little rubbed down, my Scorpio friends. So let's keep pushing through the reading. As you see, in tarot, cards have so many different possible meanings and they all play with each other. Now, getting to the back end, we have the Seven of Wands. I mean, this card shows up for me in a lot of my personal readings. I'm just going to be candid with you because, as you know, Scorpio, we got this little thing going here. When I get personal readings, I get the Seven of Wands quite a bit. The positives of this card, determination, hard work. So you see the themes that we have here with this Ten of Wands. There's a lot of fire. There's a lot of push. There's a lot of drive. Nothing is going to get in this person's way. It could represent tests. It could represent tough situations. It could represent speed bumps and roadblocks, but this person's going to keep going. The toughest thing with this card, it could be sometimes someone that feels cornered or trapped. And I will say this from personal knowledge, that is, if you're a cross watcher, you do not ever want to make a Scorpio feel cornered. You do not ever want to make a Scorpio feel trapped because that's when a lash out could possibly happen. So these energies in a Scorpio reading, just take that for what it's worth. So it could be one or the other. It could be determination. Maybe you have a little bit of cabin fever here, my friends. You might need some sort of vacay with all this linked up. But we have a lot to go through. I'm sure there's more that's going to be revealed here, Scorpio. Let's dive deeper. I'm going to jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my Scorpios, please. What do you got, my guides? What do you got for Scorpio? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that King of Pentacles here. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Scorpio, drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, King of Pentacles, pardon me. I almost said Ten of Pentacles. That would have been a nice clarifier. Okay. I mean, I'll take it, my friends. There's something really good coming down the pipeline here. We got the Fool card in the upright. This is Aries type of energy, another zodiac sign that's ruled by Mars showing up. Whenever we get the Fool, we think of some sort of prosperous new journey, somebody taking a new step. The next cycle, the next step is about to be taken. Now, I could say right here in the front end, this could be an individual you're connected to that's a little risk averse. This card could be spontaneous sometimes, where it's just like, yeah, let's do it, let's make it happen, and they walk off that cliff. With this King of Pentacles, there might be someone in your life that is very risk averse. They're like, no, I like things the way they are. I like staying comfortable. I like being in my lane. That's just like a little intuitive thing I was feeling. However, when we get the Fool card, underneath a card like this King of Pentacles, this is something extremely positive coming in, especially in the monetary. A lot of Scorpios could have some sort of big level up here in your monetary. You could have some sort of level up in general here in your material world assets. So I really like this. Even if you're connected to an earth sign, this bodes very well because the Fool is very happy-go-lucky. But it is Spirit asking you to make a move. of some sort. Take an action, make a move. So we'll see if that shows up throughout the rest of the reading, like someone taking an action or the need to take an action. Let's move in on that 10 of Wands. We're not going to linger here too much. Overall, once again, this could be a victory or a win. We'll see if more start to stack up. So let's see what's up with that 10 of Wands, please. And thank you. Why is that 10 of Wands here? Thank you. Wow, Lovers. Okay. Yeah, there might be a person in your life where it feels like it's just a little too intense or a little too much here. Okay, we have the Lovers in the upright underneath this 10 of Wands. I feel like it's a twofold thing for a lot of Scorpios. Once again, this could be a Gemini. So you might have a connection with a Gemini. They might be going through a rough patch. But if that's not it, when I see the Lovers, I think of interpersonal connections and relationships, not always those that were connected through romantically. We're thinking soul connections here. And it could be someone who's really going through a tough time. But intuitively, the first thing I felt, there might be someone that you're linked to where like, it's just either very intense or this person's a lot. Like this person is a lot to deal with. Okay, even if you're a cross-watcher, maybe your Scorpio is very intense or a lot to deal with. That's very possible here. But another thing, we're getting more positive aside from those messages. The Lovers is an angelic, silky, smooth, easygoing, loving type of card. So I see somebody working towards that end goal of happiness. I see somebody who's willing to put in the work, put in the dedication to reach that end goal, regardless of how heavy the wands are. So once again, we could still be seeing wins. There's just subtle little other messages there. And we'll talk about it more as we go on. But I'm seeing multiple wins here, Scorpio. Let's go in on that 7 of Wands, see what we have at the end. And with this fiery energy, you already know, I say fiery is very motivational. It's very volatile and explosive, which can be good to keep you moving. But let's see what's up with that 7 of Wands. Let's see what that 7 of Wands has to say. Then we'll do our recap for the shadow. Is that 7 of Wands here, please? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse underneath the 7 of Wands. Okay, you might be very suspicious or skeptical about somebody in this time, Scorpio. That's a big vibe I'm getting here. Now, I don't necessarily feel like this is a bad thing. That's just the first thing that popped into my mind here. But we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Now, I will mention this. In the whole board, we have the King in the upright, the Queen in the reverse. This is kind of like a yin-yang type of energy. A lot of you could be really trying to solve situations, solve problems in this time. There might be somebody that is a little sporadic as well, or there could be a situation you're going through, because remember I said this upright, very grounded. Same goes for this Queen in reverse. It is very, very sporadic. It's like the ground shaking underneath you. So there might be some, you know, tough situations or serious situations you're dealing with when we have this on the back end. Even though we have lots of positives, like you could be dealing with a tough cookie back here with this Queen in reverse, because this could be someone, I don't want to use the word unhinged, but this could be someone that is like unpredictable. Okay, and when I see it underneath this 7 of Wands, there might be someone who's putting you on the defensive or making you feel cornered or walking on eggshells. It's giving me that vibe. So do with that what you will, Scorpio. I do feel for a lot of you, if this isn't a specific person, it just feels like a possible serious situation coming up that you might have to deal with. And it might not be the easiest to deal with, because remember, the 7 of Wands, it's getting through those roadblocks, getting through those hurdles. So you might have to get through something to get to the goodness. But let's go through and do a quick recap. I know, Scorpio, I was given tons of different messages. There was positives, there was challenges, very nuanced this week. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the King of Pentacles with the Fool in the upright. Initially, this felt like something new coming in that was very good, but it also gave me the vibe of somebody you're connected to that might be very risk averse. They never want to change anything. They like it as is. Very hard-headed, and they're not really trying to switch things up. But for a lot of you, I do feel like taking a leap or making a move on something, whatever, like this could be a level up is basically what I'm trying to say. A lot of you with the big influx of money, this could be very good, a winner victory of some kind. In the center, we have the 10 of Wands with the Lovers in the upright. Initially, I did say this might be an individual that is a lot, right? Like very intense, and I feel like it's a lot to deal with, and it just feels heavy. But the positive of that middle alignment, the 10 of Wands and the Lovers, could be someone who is dedicated to seeing something through. Like, we're going to make it happen one way or another. We're going to see this through on the back end. So yeah, 2 possible very big victories. But when we get to the back end, We have the Seven of Wands with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Yes, the yin yang to the king we got going on here, but remember, this Queen in reverse could be a little sporadic. This could be something that's very hard to deal with. So I did say you might have a serious situation that you might be dealing with, whether it is with an exact person or things might be a little up in the air right now. Spirit might be testing you and throwing situations to see if you could get to these possibilities. So this is a very hot and cold type of reading this week, Scorpio. Let's get you a shadow card. Obviously, only take it if it hits. You could check your other alignments too. You know the deal. But interesting stuff. Let's get you one shadow card, though. Lots of earthy energy, lots of fire energy. What do we got for Scorpio, please? And yeah, I always like to pull a shadow card. You know that. Like I always say, it's one of the favorites for the Scorpio collective. And yeah, we're just going to see what's in the shadows, whether it's within yourself or something you don't quite see. So what's in the shadows for Scorpio? Just to end this off nice, my friends. Thank you. Okay, we got the Chariot, all about making a move, right? The Chariot is a big card about taking an action, making a move. For a portion of you, this could be a Cancerian that you're connected to showing up in the shadows. But what do we know about the Chariot? Usually it's about distance, travel, forward momentum, either going to or from something. When we see it in the shadows, this could be Spirit telling you, like, hey, you might need to take this action, make a move of some sort soon. But another thing with the Chariot is it's an instrument of war. I say whenever it shows up. So when I see a Chariot, I think of possible conflict if you're not connected to a Cancerian. So in a reading like what we had this week, where there's some positives, but there's also hurdles, Spirit might be telling you, like, hey, you got to gear up and get through this. You got to make it happen. Watch out for conflict. And you might be feeling conflicted about things. You might be feeling hot and cold about things. And that's okay. That's part of life, right? Like, we feel different ways until we make final decisions. But take it for what it's worth, Scorpio. That's what I have for you. For some of you, it might be time to just make an action of some sort. And yeah, that's what I have for you, my friends. Don't click away just yet. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the June subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced in my community tab after this week's fire and air signs readings. But for July, I'll be giving away 2 copies of the Everyday Witches Tarot. Once again, one of my favorite decks and one of the first ones I ever gave away on this channel. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot suits, which one has your favorite art style? Is it the swords, wands, pentacles, cups, even the major arcana? You'll be entered to win. And at the end of July, I'll put the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.